Welcome to CodeLearners.com. In this tutorial of Laravel Livewire Lifecycle hooks, we will learn how we can use hooks in our Livewire component. We will take a simple example of list of employees here. If you come to my browser, you can see I have created a simple application. Let me reload it. The first message, you see that the component is mounted, and after the data is displayed, you will see the hydrate event is triggered. when I re- you can also see I have created a toaster events. These toaster events, these are JavaScript functions I have triggered in livewire components. So you will also learn how to run your JavaScript functions inside livewire component. uh, Now the next thing is, in the list of, if you want to update certain field, for example, I want to update the name. When I click on name, there is a input field. The text changes to input field, and now I can enter any name. And when I come out of this, you see a small notification here that is loading employees, application is loading, updated, DOM updated. So these all are, we are utilizing Laravel Lifecycle hooks, and we are just displaying. This is for a knowledge purpose, so that you can come to know how we can use Laravel, how and at which instance these methods are triggered. I can also update the designation. And also salary. So on each of the update, there are certain methods are called, and finally you can also delete this. And to add a new employee, just click on this button, and a new row is created. You can give a name, and click on save. And you can see we have created a new list, Smith. So let me take you to a code and see what I have done. So this is a Laravel project, and inside app HTTP Livewire lifecycle hooks folder, we have our employees component.php. So change this. Let me change this color theme also, so that you can easily see that. Okay, now it's comfortable for you. So employee components have a lot of properties. This first property, employees list, loads the list of employees. So here it is. Uh, this is used to display the list of employees here. And the second property is lifecycle info, is just to give information about different lifecycle events. For example, the application is hydrating. When I load it, the first message will be mount method. Application is mounting. Then after the data is loaded, so the application gets hydrated. In Laravel Livewire components, mount works only one time when the first component is loaded. Afterwards, the hydrate component is loaded every time the component receives the request from client. And this employee name designation are just the field for updating these particular column fields, and also to add new columns. I will be using this to show you how to use like updating hook events. You can use this on a particular field. Through this you can also you can check that which field is updated, and which field is currently updating. On the base of condition, you can display certain messages to users if you have such case. And the next thing is the listeners. Okay, so here I am using two listeners. The first listener is to load employees, and the second listener is to remove a particular employee. The next is component ID. This is a very important part because I'm using this in my template here. Okay, when the field change event, I use this in field change event. I get the particular component by their ID, and trigger, and on that particular event I trigger the hook event of the particular field. For example, this field is dynamic. This field may be anything. This field may be like employee's name or a designation or salary according to the on which field I click on my cursor. That particular field gets updated. Here is where I'm using that. For example, this is the particular uh, the example. So when I click on Smith, the on the click, the text changes to the input field. I can type it here. Okay, on blur event, this data gets updated. So how this the where the code I have written? I have written the JavaScript code here. So as you can see, this JavaScript code, and these are the field, on based on which field I click, that particular field gets updated. So the next thing is uh, add new row. This is used to just to check to display a new row while I am adding. When I click on add button, a new row gets displayed here. I can add my information, and also I can also remove this particular row. This functionality is very easy to do, as you can use only boolean values to check. You can easily set the property true or false using this set method here. So this is the code, and as you can see that on wire colon click, I call $set method. I use the property followed by the variable to the value to set the data. Okay, and the next thing is the hydrate method runs every time request is sent to a server. This save form is used to save the new employee information. This particular method is triggered when I click on add new employee and click on save button. So this displays me a new employee created toaster. I can You can also render JavaScript method. You can also emit JavaScript functions inside Livewire components. This particular method loads the employees, and the next thing is this prepare for inline edit. Okay, so here when I click on any cell, the data gets converted to HTML field, input field. So where from where that happens? So that happens here. That particular, first I'll get that particular key and then the field. And what I do is, instead of the passing the value of field, I use HTML here, and also use some data attributes such as the data ID, data key, and data field. The field contains which field I have to update, which has information, for example, employee name or employee designation or salary. So on that, and afterwards there is a the wire colon blur event. When clicked on that event, I trigger this emit event. So if I come to my view, so I have previously shown this. This is what how value field value change event look like. First, I get the component, and then I set that particular field. When I set that particular field, these below events get updated. For example, if I am updating the employee name, then it is updating. Before updating, it runs this function. When the employee names get updated, it runs this method. If I am updating designation, before updating designation, it executes this method, and then it executes updated designation. So on similarly with salary and updated salary method. Okay. And the last is the remove employee. It just gets the key from the array and deletes the employee, and also return, and last it returns a success message. Okay. So, so this was all about working with Laravel Lifecycle hooks. If you have any doubt, you can comment on my videos, I will also help you. Thank you.